It was on the plane right here. I was just thinking that I couldn't have a gospel conversation with anyone. I am too shy to talk to strangers. I don't have the confidence to share the gospel, but after I had my first conversation and when I prayed for that first person, all the feelings of, well, I just want them to shut the door and not talk to me, it all went away, and I wanted to have conversations with people, and I wanted to pray for them, and I wanted to talk with them.
I can take heart in the way that I don't have to have all the questions and I don't have to have all the answers. My job is just to put a pebble in their shoe. And right when I sat down, all my anxieties went away, and I could feel God there. And that was probably one of the best moments of the trip as well, just that I was able to feel God's presence with me as I was explaining what I believed to this person who I've never seen in my entire life.
Salt Lake City is primarily a LDS state, and if they're not LDS, most of them are atheists, and there are not many evangelical gospel churches there.
It was shocking to hear how similar it seemed, but how different it was. Like, if you just thought about it a little more, the big focus is that we're trying to get the word out about gospel hope so that people can learn what is right and hear the good news and the hope, the gospel, because a lot of people haven't heard that. With it being a big city and also a very desolate area in the sense of true gospel.
Whether it was to do like the surveys where we'd go out and talk to people, or prayer on the porch where we go up to someone's porch and we pray for them, or the door hangers where we'd hang door hangers on people's doors to invite them to Gospel Hope Church. We were very nervous on the car ride there. I think all of us were. It was just very scary doing something we had never done before.
I can get kind of nervous talking to like random people that don't have the same belief type, even just people that do, just like people I don't know. God put me in the situation to go to Utah, which kind of helped me be like, well, I'm here, so God really helped me with that, giving me an set opportunity, like that's why you're here, so you should do it.
I feel like before I went, and almost always, I've been really anxious, and going to Utah was really nerve-wracking, but I think it was halfway through the week and I was like, I just gotta let God take control. I can't be stressing over something that, even if I stress about it, it's not gonna change either way. I learned truly what it meant to cast my anxieties and my fears onto Him.
One of our sessions that we had with like the whole group we were in, they talked about how fear is actually like separation from God, and like you can't fully know God's love while living in fear. And that really hit me, because I've always kind of lived in fear of doing things and talking to people. And so not only hearing that and then being forced to go out of my comfort zone and do things for Him was like, it helped me step away from fear a little bit and like trust God more and realize that He's got me and like I can trust in Him.
And me and JD had gotten to talking with this girl who was about 12. Her name was Penelope, and she was talking to us, and we were talking about, you know, what school do you go to? Have you been to Utah? What sports do you play? Just things like that. And we kind of just got to talking on a deeper level, and we ended up getting to share the gospel with her, which I think was a really cool thing that I had never done before. And we kind of got to do it together, and it was really cool that she was mostly the same age as us, so we kind of got to relate to a lot of things, and it was just overall a really cool experience.
In the different sessions, the pastor would tell us different questions that we could use just to further the conversation, but I never used a single one of the questions that he said. I always had a question that would come to my mind, and I know that wasn't from me. That was from God, having His hand in the conversation and leading it towards a way that maybe the guy I talked to had questions that I didn't know about, but God knew about, so He gave me the question to ask.
I saw God work in my life at plant camp by teaching me really what the purpose of life was, and it's not about myself, but it's about the Lord. And I thought that was just a really great reminder, and I grew up most of my life, I think, believing that, but for Utah it was really just a wake-up call that my life is not for myself, but it's for Him.
Meeting the people and talking to them and hearing their standpoints on life, it showed me how we really do need Jesus to be our Savior. And it was more of a first-person view than as opposed to having just hearing about it. Seeing it was just really deepened my understanding of it.
I can take what I learned at plant camp and what I experienced to live on mission in Springfield by just serving and loving and praying for others more than I did before plant camp. I really learned that I'm a better prayer than I thought I was, and I can pray more confidently, and I think I should take advantage of that, and I should pray more for others.
Well, one of the things that the people at plant camp, the person directing it, something that he really influenced was different approaches to take when you're sharing the gospel or just trying to talk to people with a different faith. And also just an attitude of being approachable, but also tactful.
One thing God has shown me through the gospel or sharing the gospel is it's going to be difficult, just because if it was easy, I feel like a lot more people right now and would be doing it all the time. But now that I've done it once at least, it's going to feel easier in the future just to talk to random people around here.
I can come into Springfield and be able to talk to people and not have every single little question, every single little script memorized for what they're gonna say. I can just roll with the punches and have God talk with me and give me the questions that He thinks should be answered.
You're not there for yourself, but you're there to serve the church and serve the Lord. And it doesn't matter whether you convert someone to Christianity, it's just you're planting a seed in their heart. And if you can move them from one Mormon level to another, that is really, really good.